this is Michael Lindsay from Vital MX. We're out here at Glen Helen today for the Dunlop MX14 intro. Yes, this is a sand soft mud tire. It's their all new one. And yeah, we're at Glen Helen Raceway. Look, all of us meet here in Southern California. We need somewhere to test this. And the Dunlop and Glen Helen crew got together. We have a private rental today and they ripped it pretty deep. Not quite national deep, but pretty darn close. And personally, in my opinion, it was actually a better situation for us, the testing, than going to a straight sand track. If we went to a sand track, I'd give you a thumbs up. It's a sand tire, it works great. But out here we have super deep straightaways. Talladega's ripped real deep, some of the hills, some of the corners, but we also have a lot of hard pack patches, and that really highlights what they were trying to improve with this tire. They've had a paddle scoop tire for a couple years now. They had the MX11, which became the MX12, and then the 13 designation has been skipped for MX14. The main reason they wanted to update it is they had a lot of comments that the MX12 was maybe too much of a sand tire. It was a little too aggressive in nature. It wasn't well-rounded and it only worked when it was really deep. By going to this tire, they have increased the knob height by 18%. They've increased the contact patch by over 20%. They've swept back the angle on it. They've spread the scoops farther apart, changed the reinforcement on them so they hold up a little better. Their overall goal was to get, yes, a tire that worked great when it was loamy and soft and deep and muddy, that sheds that material and drives through it. But they also wanted to get a tire that was much better on lean angle, that worked on hard pack, that could be used in those in-between situations. And for me personally, I haven't had a ton of experience with scoops and sand tires really up until the last year and a half. So I have a little bit of comparison to go with, and they are really fun. It is an interesting scenario, and Dunlop admits this is probably, of all their motocross tires, this is the lowest selling volume. But interestingly enough, this is one of the tires that gets used by the professionals quite often. The GPs, of course, you see a ton of those guys race scoops and paddles all season long. And now here in America, it's becoming more and more common. This tire was used by pretty much all their guys on the podium at Redbud this weekend in both motos. And that's kind of highlighting what they were trying to do. They had in the past where the guys wouldn't go to this style tire because it wasn't good enough when the track broke down, when you got down to base material. So what I noticed here again today, Glen Helen, yes, it drives great through sandy, silty berms. It does power off the straightaway really good. You don't feel it spin a lot. It just kind of has this hook and instant drive. It really helps keep the bike squatted down. It's really fun and playful to ride with. When you snap the clutch and berms, it just kind of shoots straight out instead of just spinning through the material. But like some of the places it really highlighted for me is, before you jump onto the main straightaway and the big famous Talladega corner here, if you've ever been to Glen Helen, you come over a really hard packed roller, a big tall one, that's very off camber, dropping on a straightaway, and you're just working the edge of the tires. You're coming down that and dropping onto the straightaway. And I was really impressed. This thing is very consistent out on that sidewall. I was, the first lap or two, I'm tiptoeing down that thing because I'm just expecting it to slide right out as soon as I crack the throttle, but that wasn't the case. I got more and more confident, being able to stay nice, steady throttle down it, and it would track really well. It does stand up a little bit more under acceleration. It does things like that you would typically expect with a scoop tire. But again, the roundedness of the tire now, and when I say roundedness, the ability for it to handle a variety of terrains, it really makes it rewarding. It's very fun, and if you've never gone to try one, I highly recommend at least trying it out once. Like I said, in the right scenarios, it brings out what I like. I like parts and things we add to our bikes that bring out the fun factor in riding. And for me today, this really brought out a little extra fun factor. One other really interesting thing about the MX14 is the amount of sizes it comes in. As you can see here, we got the little guy over here. We got a 12-inch, goes all the way up to the range in the big bikes. And in the big bikes, you have a 100, you have two sizes of the 110, both a 90 and 80, and you have a 120, 80, 19. So that's a big pitch of this tire, is they didn't really skip any sizes. They have pretty much everything you can imagine. The big bike tires are basically going to be available pretty much now. They're heading to distributors. The mini bike line will be available in the next couple weeks. If you want to learn more about the construction changes, they changed a lot in the ply, so it flexes different under loads and under landings, things like that, again, to make it more of a consistent tire. Learn about the exact height of the knobs and stuff. Hit the link below if you're on YouTube. If you're on Vital MX, just scroll down. I'll have more of the press breakdown stuff in there. I didn't want to bore you guys with too many of the change details, but just to give you, again, the broad overview of this tire. If you have any questions about it, throw it down in the comment section below. I'd love to answer any more specific items about this tire. And again, I implore anybody that hasn't gone to try some level of scoop, if you have, a track nearby you that you think would suit one of these and you've been wanting to try it and you got a few extra bucks, you want to try it out, I recommend it. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Thanks for watching. As always, check out more videos, give us a like, a thumbs up, and subscribe, and tune in for more.